Britain's emergency bikers are on the front line, racing to protect the public and save lives. And they've never been more crucial. With 33 million vehicles on the UK roads, the country's congested cities and major routes are the busiest in Europe. The bike squads of Essex Police and West Midlands Ambulance Service provide help where it's most needed, fast.
No reason you can have a lock knife. Straightforward offence.
How many bangs did you hear?
On Emergency Bikers, Birmingham's big match leaves one fan blooded.
Go on, talk to me. Say hello.
An insurance stop leads to something suspicious.
The explanation you've given me is not particularly feasible in my mind.
And there's only one way out of a car smash.
We don't want you to move at all. We're going to do everything for you.
Birmingham, Britain's second city. Standing by for any emergencies, the biker paramedics. Faster than a traditional ambulance as they race to calls in an 8-mile radius of the city centre. And Barry Rudge is in no doubt he's got the best job going.
You get to help people, treat people, save people, and ride a motorbike. What could be better?
Armed with a scaled-down version of everything a normal ambulance can carry, they're trained to deal with anything.
We don't actually know if he's alive yet or not either, sir.
To capture the action, we've put special cameras on each rider and bike, so we arrive at the scene the second they do. And today they're expecting to be busy. It's the big football derby. Aston Villa v Birmingham City. There's fierce rivalry between the fans making their way to Villa Park, the largest stadium in the Midlands with a capacity of 42,000. And the emergency services are out in full strength. On duty, biker paramedic Steve Harris, call sign Forest.
The main problem we have is when the crowds are after the game, when the crowds are dispersing. They come away from the ground, they come into the city centre for a drink, and that's when the two factions can sometimes bump into each other.
Sure enough, hours later, Steve is responding to a 999 call.
201 received, on duty.
Rival fans have clashed and a man is lying unconscious with a gash to his head on the steps of Victoria Square in the city centre. Steve's just a few hundred metres away and he arrives first on the scene in just over 1 minute. Luckily, a passerby is something of an expert.
You all right? Keep your eyes open for me. You need to keep breathing. That's all you need to do for us right now. You're doing really well.
So who are you?
Marcus, I'm Lindsay. I'm an A&E nurse. But I'd say he was out for a good 2 minutes. Open your eye for me, mate. I'm sitting there. That's it. Well done. Good job.
We know about your face and your head. Have you hurt yourself anywhere else? No other aches and pains? Do you have any pain in your neck? No? OK.
But the man soon blacks out again. Fellow paramedic Mark Hayes arrives to help. He's learned via the city shopkeeper's radio that store detectives are on the trail of the man's attackers.
Yeah, paramedic cutting in.
He immediately informs the police CCTV control room.
Yeah, we've got a male patient unconscious. Could do with your assistance. As I say, Paradise Forum have got the offenders. Yeah, our patient's Victoria Square on the steps, at the rear of your camera that's pointing up towards the library.
The force of the blows to his head means the man is drifting in and out of consciousness.
Yeah, they're just leaving Paradise Forum, going up towards Broad Street.
As the police close in on the suspect, Steve is doing everything he can to bring the man round.
Hello there. You hear me? That's a glass up. Hiya, mate. What's your name? What's your name, mate? Hiya. Come on, talk to me. Say hello.
He could be blacking out because his brain is swelling dangerously in his skull, which might be fractured.
What's your name, mate? Hiya. Chap. Hiya, I'm Steve. All right, we're going to get you down to hospital and get all this sorted out. Have you had anything to drink? Have you had a lot to drink? OK. A few minutes and we'll have you off this floor, OK?
The team fit a collar and transfer him to the ambulance on a spinal board. They can't take any risks and must keep him stable.
Do you know what day it is? good, mate.
A head injury needs constant monitoring. There could be bleeding in the skull.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay, I've got the board.
Now he's coming round. The man can just about take in what's happening.
Stop. Should we push the board over onto the steps? What happened? You've been assaulted, mate, we believe. Yeah? But don't worry, we're going to look after you. You need to go to hospital to be checked. Okay? I'm with the ambulance service.
We all got some? 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's doing okay. We collared and boarded him just to look after his C-spine, just to make sure that that's not compromised at all.
As the man is rushed to hospital, Mark's got some good news about the attackers.
Some of the store detectives managed to apprehend the assailants, and they're now all in police custody, which is obviously a result, and shows how beneficial having a retail radio on the motorbike unit. It's now a crime scene. He's obviously got a significant head injury. He's been knocked out. Police will keep this cordoned off until they have the OK from the hospital. Obviously, heaven forbid if the incident were to turn fatal or far more serious than we anticipated. All the scenes preserved, any evidence. There's a baseball cap, we're not sure who the baseball cap belongs to. That could be one of the offenders. So everything will remain in situ until we're sure exactly what's what.
With 1,400 square miles to police, Essex is one of the largest forces in the UK. Its roads in and out of London and strategic ports provide the perfect fast getaway for criminals. But the biker cops are the perfect weapon. They're faster than a cop car and the key to Operation Mountain Dew, a show of force which disrupts and deters any ne'er-do-wells. On duty in Hatfield, Peverel, and near Chelmsford, PC Roy Keys.
We've been given a location, a stretch of road to monitor in relation to suspicious-looking vehicles which may be involved in theft offences or burglary offences, and to stop check and deal with the individuals concerned.
Biker cops are the police stealth weapon against crime, less obvious than a car and able to quickly pounce, and it's not long before Roy's onto a brown van. He doubles back, relays the registration to control, and then lies in wait. Soon he learns it's uninsured.
Hi mate. All right. Is it your van?
Yeah.
You've got a driving licence on you?
Mate, I've got my insurance.
Where are you from?
Tilbury.
Brings you to Hatfield Peverel then?
Just driving about, so.
Yeah, thank you. You all related or what?
Friend.
Just friends? What's in the back?
Yeah, I think, well, washing machine, that's it, from out the garden.
Is that? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to phone the Motor Insurance Bureau, so just bear with us a little.
Yeah, no, it's
we'll
fine. I had this the other day when I first got it.
Right.
Further checks reveal that the driver is insured on a motor trader's policy.
I've checked with the Motor Insurance Bureau. They're happy with your insurance.
Do you want to speak to my mum just so it covers that I know I am? Or that's the only idea I got otherwise.
Not at the moment, but it might be necessary in a moment.
Yeah.
But the three men are known to the police, and Biker Squad Sergeant Nick Edwards has arrived to take a look in the back of the van. In the back, an old washing machine, 30 metres of armoured cabling, and in the front, cable cutters and a pair of industrial gloves.
Join me here. I'm just going to ask you a question. What's the stuff in the back and where's it come from?
From out of his garden, that's all.
You tell me what it is.
What is it, a washing machine and a bit of wire?
Right. And where does that wire come from?
From his ground, from out the floor. He had it into the shed, run from the house to the shed.
Right.
It just the council told him he's not allowed it, so he's got it out and getting rid of it.
Right. All right. Just take a seat back there again. We'll be as quick as we can, and we'll go from there.
But Roy isn't convinced. Neither is Sergeant Nick.
All three are very well-known burglars from south of the county, one of whom had recently been disqualified by court, well this morning actually, disqualified for failing to stop for police and theft by finding. Subsequently, they decided to come for a drive for reasons unknown to this area of the county. We are suffering extraordinary amounts of theft of cable, and that can be electrical cable or side of railway lines, any cable, anything metal, because the price of scrap metal's now gone through the roof. It's very attractive to those that want to sell it on.
Cable theft has shot up by 150%, a crime epidemic that costs the economy $360 million a year. Last December, the rail network between Colchester and Liverpool Street was crippled when overhead cabling was pinched. There's only one thing for it.
Just listen carefully what we're going to say. You're both being arrested on suspicion of theft of the property that's in the back of this van at the moment.
You're joking, aren't you?
Bear with me 2 seconds. Come here.
It's a joke,
Just
mate.
listen to what I've got to say. You're not obliged to say anything. May hold me defence if you mention in question something which you later rely on in court. You understand that? Anything you do say may be given in evidence. We're here doing our work and it needs to be investigated. We can't just let you go from the side of the road. The explanation you've given me is not particularly feasible in my mind, so this is how we're going to deal with it.
How can we get nicked for theft of a washing machine?
The cable we're talking about particularly.
Oh, mine if it was real of it. I ain't running nowhere. You don't hold me.
Have you got anything on you shouldn't have on you?
No, nothing.
The three men are taken to the station for further questioning. And one of them isn't happy about it.
Empty your pockets out and stick it in there. Bottom line is, you know that we've got inquiries to do. What inquiries? Because I've got my court papers. What time I've got Wayne, calm down.
They're the sort of characters that we need to be dealing with, and it may well be that there's some theft issues that will be investigated now by other officers.
After detailed questioning, there was no evidence to charge the three suspects. They were free to go. Birmingham, and paramedic Steve Harris is on his way to an accident that is a grim reminder of the dangers emergency bikers face every day.
201, Roger, details received.
A rider has come off his moped after a near miss with a car.
Hiya. Hello there. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Okay.
Not too good.
So what's the main problem?
My foot, my toe at the minute, and I've got a bit of shoulder pain.
All right, let me just have a feel of your neck. All right. Where I'm touching, does this hurt at all?
Nah.
No pain down there?
More like middle of my shoulder blades.
Okay. Chin on your chest. Drop your chin down. Bring it back.
It hurts.
Where does it hurt?
You know where your shoulder blades connect?
Yeah, it's across there. Okay.
Yeah.
His injuries will need careful examination at the hospital, but it could have been much worse. Only 1% of all drivers in the UK are bikers, but they're 30 times more likely to be killed than a motorist.
I think anybody who comes off a motorcycle or a two-wheeler and is able to walk away has a lucky escape. You fall off, you're going to hit the floor, and that's considerably harder than you.
Just above there.
Just above there?
That's where it is, yeah.
Okay.
The motorcycle paramedics are all advanced riders, but it doesn't mean they're immune to accidents and injuries.
The experience it doesn't always help. I mean, it helps protect you, but it still comes down to you're on two wheels. I'd received an injury last year. I was involved in a road accident on the works bike. We parted company, I hit the floor, and I ended up with a fractured left elbow.
But as fellow paramedic Barry Rudge knows, it's not just drivers who pose a problem.
We've got the hazards of the normal road furniture, potholes, manhole covers, curbs, gravel, dirt, and obviously diesel spillages. With diesel, if the wind's in the right direction, you can tend to smell it first. And I still think that your nose is connected to your bottom, because when you smell diesel, your bottom clenches and you hang onto the seat a lot harder.
With more cars per head than any other city in the UK, Birmingham's biker paramedics are on the front line. Able to go where normal ambulances can't, they save crucial, sometimes life-saving minutes. And a call's just come in to say that two cars have collided on the edge of the city centre. On duty, Mark Hayes. The teenager of one car is unconscious. Mark races through the traffic to arrive within 4 minutes. As the first paramedic on the scene, he will be in charge.
Keep nice and still.
Okay. From when I've got here to just now, she's been fitting.
Okay. Would one of you be so kind as to sit in the back and I'll secure her head for me, please? We need this road.
The girl's now conscious, but the police think she may have had an epileptic fit.
What day is it today? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what day it is? Can you talk to me? Can you tell me how you're feeling? Have you got any pain at all? Have you got any pain in your neck at all? Can you tell me?
The girl is so traumatised she can't speak, so there's no way Mark can assess the extent of her injuries.
Any ideas of speed?
If she's damaged her neck or spine, Mark can't risk moving the girl through the car door. It could cause paralysis. There's only one solution. He calls the fire brigade.
We're going to have to do probably a full extrication because we've got no history. We're going to have to play it safe. Okay. Bit of oxygen, not to worry, my darling, all right? Just going to pop this round your neck, my darling.
To keep her neck stable, Mark fits a collar.
She's a bit uncomfortable, my darling, I am sorry. Do you just want to readjust your fingers? Lovely, thank you.
And he checks for any sign of chest injury.
Keep your breathing nice and slow. Just going to listen to your chest.
The girl's now calm enough to talk.
Any pain in your neck or your back? Yeah, okay, nice and still, my darling. Any pins and needles anywhere? You got pins and needles in your leg. Which one? Which one am I touching now? Which leg am I touching at the moment?
Neck and back pain means the girl can only be safely moved with a spinal board. There's only one way to get her out.
I'll just let these know what we're going to do. How you doing? You're right. We've got a female patient who's got neck pain, back pain. She's been seen to be fitting, so we're going to do a full extrication, so roof-off job. At this stage, it's not time critical. There's no immediate rush, but all right. Okay. Cheers. Just going to explain to you what's going to happen, my darling. All right. Because you've got pain in your neck and your back. Yeah. We need to get you out the car, keeping you nice and still and nice and in line. You've told in line. Okay. The fire brigade are going to be cutting the car to get you out safely. My darling, money's not important, your health is, yeah? We want to make sure that you're okay. You're not going to be in trouble. They're going to be more concerned about your health, aren't they? Yeah?
As the fire crew prepares to remove the roof, Mark, helped by the ambulance crew, which has just arrived, prepares to insert a cannula into the girl's arm. If she fits again, it's the only way she can get medication. But she's terrified of needles.
You don't want a needle in? No. I mean, I'm going to advise that we pop one in. If you refuse, I can't force you.
I don't want to refuse because I just want to cooperate. They just always hurt me and I never need them again.
I'll be as gentle as I can. Okay, caution me.
Mick's going to carry on talking to you while Mark carries on with the needle.
Nice and straight.
Yeah, keep looking at me.
Keep that arm nice and straight, my love.
Keep looking at me.
Nice and straight.
Put your eyes on me, don't move your head.
Arm nice and straight. You keep moving this arm, my darling, yeah? If you keep it nice and still, I'll be as gentle as I can. Nice and still. Sharp scratch, 1, 2, 3. Keep still, keep still. We'll leave the cannula, she's just moving about too much. You go in, I'll step back a sec.
If the girl has a second fit, it's going to be hard to treat her. But Mark now has only one option. Stand back and let the fire crew do their job.
Until the roof's off, there's nothing much for us to do. Unless anything were to happen to the patient, she would deteriorate in any way, then we'd stop what we're doing, back in, intervention, and then carry on with the extrication. But as you can see, it's really, really busy. It's too hazardous to be in the way. You just need to stand back and let fire get on with it. They're the experts in cutting vehicles apart. We're the experts in looking after the patients. How are we doing? What we're going to do now is we're going to get you out the vehicle. We don't want you to move at all. We're going to do everything for you. All right. At any time when we move you, if the pain's more severe or you have any funny sensations, please tell us and we'll stop. Yeah? All right. It's 2 teardrops down the back. We're going to slide the spinal board in between the 2 teardrops. Once the board's in and got the weight of the patient, we're going to roll the seat backwards. Once the seat's back, we're then going to obviously feed the patient up the board, straight out the back onto the stretcher. All right with that? It's going to feel this go down your back.
This is the most delicate part of the operation.
Right. Nice and still, don't move.
With pain in her back and neck, the girl must be moved as gently as possible. Anything else could cause paralysing nerve and spinal cord damage.
Okie dokie. Spinal board between the 2.
Nice and steady, Paul.
You're going to feel this go down your back, nice and still.
Steady. Nice and steady.
Don't try to move, don't try to move, let the board slide itself. Let it slide itself down.
Lovely.
Okay.
Okie doke.
The girl's head must be kept still as she's eased out from behind the wheel.
It'll be on Rachel's call.
Well, my call then, after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, feed the board in, angle it down and push in. Push in, push in, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Just on the back seat now.
Lovely, that's cracking. Now what we're going to do, we're going to feed up the board. All right.
1, 2, 3.
Stop.
1, 2, 3.
Stop.
Okay then. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Steady.
Slowly. Hold it there, hold it there.
Now she's been safely extracted from the car, the girl will be rushed to hospital for further treatment.
Okay. Stay in control of the head. Thank you very much. Body straps first, please. Well done. You've done really well there. Since we've moved you, is there any new pain or funny sensations? No. Pain's still the same as it was in the car. Yeah, well done. Doctor's going to assess a neck and a back. Depending on what he finds from that, he may request an X-ray. It may seem over the top what we've done. We never ever take chances. The slightest bit of movement could be the difference between permanent damage, i.e. paralysis, or even death, depending on where the injury is within the spine. A piece of metal can be replaced. Damage to the spinal cord, potentially that's for life.
Mark has just masterminded a major operation, but without family support, this former mechanic and military policeman might never have been on the front line.
It was from encouragement from my wife. I didn't think for 1 minute I could ever become a paramedic. I mean, I don't mind saying that school wasn't my favourite, but my wife pushed me for it. She even helped me with revision, and it's thanks to her that I'm doing the job that I do.
Essex, the Dartford River crossing, part of the M25 and teeming with 150,000 vehicles a day. On duty, PC Steve Stomp Allen. He's on the lookout for insurance dodgers which cost law-abiding motorists $500 million a year. With their acceleration and top speed of 135, the biker cops can catch and intercept vehicles fast. Stomp is soon given a target and is off in full throttle pursuit. He's been tipped off that a car has no tax or insurance. Within 12 seconds, he has caught the car and is directing it to follow him to the services.
Hello there.
Afternoon, officer. Very strange.
Yeah, jumping out, come and join. The sun's out now. You all right?
Not too bad.
Your car?
My daughter's.
Your daughter's. How long she owned it?
Well, let me stop you now. We don't live in England. We live in France.
Right.
So the car's all registered, all over to France. It left the country last September.
Right.
Got all the paperwork, got the insurance, got everything that you need.
Yeah, let's have a look then, please.
The man produces a French insurance document, but the car is registered in the UK, so it might not be enough.
Unfortunately, we've got an English registered vehicle. Have you got proof that it's French registered?
It doesn't have to be French registered for 6 months.
Right, how long's it been?
Goes in. It's the same, you know, there's the insurance.
Right, you cannot register an English vehicle.
Yes, you can, there it is.
Right.
I live in France, so, you know, I know the law. That's the insurance. You're saying it's not, this car has been stopped because it's got no insurance. There is your insurance.
The company has to be registered with the MIB, the Motor Insurers Bureau in this country.
There it is.
Okay.
You're telling me that that's not insurance. I'm telling you for a fact that's the car's insurance.
And I'm telling you that an English vehicle...
No, you're wrong.
Right, the vehicle's
If you
been...
want to go up to Chief Constable, we'll grab a Chief Constable.
Okay, the vehicle's been seized, Section 165, the Road Traffic
No,
Act.
it's not.
What?
There's the insurance. You can't seize a car when you've stopped me, right? For what? Insurance? There's your insurance.
It's not an English insurance. The law says...
Well, I don't live here. I
It's
live
an
in
English
France.
it's an English
I'm
vehicle.
going over to see my mother, pick my daughter up. I'll be in the country for maybe 48 hours, and then I take the whole family back to France.
Biker Squad Sergeant Nick Edwards is watching from the sidelines and steps in to lend some clarity.
At the end of the day, if you are insured, taxed, MOT'd, and the vehicle is roadworthy, we apologise, thank you very much, you're on your way. If it turns out that any of these things do not apply, then they will be dealt with in the rules of the law, which, if it's no insurance, it will be seized, the MOT's a ticket, and the taxes report to the DVLA. So just let us make our inquiries, we will clarify the insurance, but if it is not insured, yes, it will be seized.
When Stomp runs checks, controls say that the man isn't insured, but his French insurance policy might save the day if the company is affiliated to the UK Motor Insurance Bureau.
Could you tell us, if I'll give you the name of the company, if the companies have got any recognition by the MIB? That's all I need.
If it's not, the car is not insured while in the UK.
And they're not affiliated to the MIB in any way? Okay, that's what I thought you were going to say. I've contacted the Motors Insurers Bureau.
Yeah.
They can't contact the French ones, they have nothing to do with them, and they're not a member of the MIB. And what I've got here, you can't prove to me you're insured to drive the vehicle. I'll be seizing the vehicle under Section 165 of the Road Traffic Act, and I will be dealing with you accordingly. Okay, I'll be also dealing with you for the MOT and the tax. You can dispute it and go to court if you wish, but that's what's going to happen.
Not only will his car be seized, but this quick trip to England could prove to be a pricey one.
The no insurance is a £200 fine, the endorsement 6 points if you accept it, and the MOT is £60. Now that money is due now, because you haven't got an English address. Can you pay that now? Have you got a credit card? Can I have a look at your English licence, please? I saw it in your wallet.
And on top of the £250 fine, there's another £150 to retrieve the car once the driver has proved ownership and insurance.
So, one, can I have a signature to understand that any property left in the vehicle is left at your own liability, not at Access Police's?
No.
Okay, that's fine. And what police station will you produce your documents at?
Well, I don't know because
Right,
I
you're
don't know
confusing the
police
production of the
stations
documents
down
to
there.
get the vehicle back
I don't even know
and the
where
tickets.
I am.
Right.
So
What
how
police-
can you ask me a question when I don't know where I am? He's asking me what station am I going to turn up in at Essex.
I gave your colleague
I've got to go because I'm going to throw up.
I gave your colleague a bit of
I've
paper
got
with
to
where
go
we
to the
are.
toilet. I'm going to throw up.
It's already been done. It's already been done. I've explained how to get it insured, that you can do it in, you can get it insured today, it can be updated on the database today so we can prove it's insured. I've explained to him how he can get his car back, he can get a taxi to the recovery agents and they can be on their way again, but obviously that doesn't appear good enough.
Can't, because I'm going to clamp it. You won't pay me the 260 quid.
Well, that's what I said to him, if he pays it, he'll get the clamp off.
Yeah.
All the family can do now is wave goodbye to their car and wonder how they're going to get home.
You've got to stay calm and just sort of try and be level-headed and sort of, you've got to compromise somewhere along the line, but I found myself getting more and more difficult to compromise with the gentleman. I'm quite happy with what I've done. I've got no remorse over it at all.
So they will have the email address?
2 million Brits live in France and could easily be caught out by the insurance minefield. The solution, if your car's registered in the UK and you're driving in the UK, get UK insurance. Birmingham city centre is one of the busiest in the UK, with more than 36 million visitors every year. On call, Barry Rudge, call sign Flipper. He's been grabbed by a member of the public to help a woman who's collapsed. Blood is pouring from her head. Just yards away, this is a walking case for Barry.
Her name's Henrietta.
Yeah, do you know her, dear?
No.
Thanks for your help, sir.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Pleasure, mate.
Henrietta, just some oxygen for you, darling. There's an awful lot of blood here. Where's it coming from? Look underneath.
You've got pots under the side.
Yeah, there's a small...
That's run down from there.
Is that from where? Is this from the... Henrietta, just lie still, darling. Just lie still. Just lie still.
Henrietta is coming round. A stroke, epilepsy, or just a trip could have caused the fall. Barry has to work out what it is.
Okay, my darling, nice and still, nice and still.
Henrietta, just keep still for me, darling. Just lie still, just lie still. You've had a bit of a turn. No, keep still, keep still, keep still. Henrietta, just keep still, just keep still. It's the ambulance service here, darling, all right? No.
You okay?
Yeah, you're going to be fine. Just lie still just for a few minutes for us, and we'll sort you out, okay?
Okay.
Yes, that's a girl. Pupils are equal and reactive.
With both pupils reacting well, it's not a stroke.
Henrietta, this is just going to do your blood pressure on your wrist, all right? Pardon?
I don't understand what you're talking about.
We're with the ambulance service.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Do you suffer with epilepsy?
No.
Right. Well, you've had some kind of a turn, okay? You're in New Street in Birmingham. I want you just to lie still on the floor for me until we get the bigger ambulance here. Then we'll get you on board and we'll sort you out.
As the ambulance arrives 7 minutes later, Barry checks for any neck injuries, crucial after a bang to the head.
Listen to me, don't move your head a minute. I'm just going to have a feel of your neck. I want you to tell me if it hurts, okay? It's a physical thing, so I'm just going to feel down here.
Fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
No pain at all?
No.
None at all? None on this side?
No.
And none there? Okay, we'll go a little bit further down. Nothing down here?
No, that's fine.
It's absolutely fine. You sure? Okay. With this hand, give my fingers a squeeze. Good girl. With this hand, give my fingers a squeeze. Smashing. Does that feel absolutely normal to you, feeling-wise?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Steady as we go. Backwards, sit down.
Right behind you, okay?
It appears after the lady actually came round that she's actually tripped. The reason why people sometimes fit after a head injury, because of the brain shaking as of concussion, it's like turning a computer off at the plug without shutting it down properly. The brain suddenly gets shut out and then has to reboot itself up, so all the muscles start to twitch and nothing's in order at that point in time. And then as the brain reassembles itself, as in electrically, everything comes back into coordination.
She will need to be closely monitored in hospital. A head injury can cause major internal problems which aren't always immediately obvious.
Yeah, I don't know about falling over or what.
No problem, my darling. Well, worst case scenario, you've got compression, concussion, she could end up with a brain bleed. I mean, it could develop into that, but at the moment it looks quite good. Pupils are equal and reactive. She's almost back to normal in there now, so her blood pressure's fine. It's just a case of just looking after her now.
Essex Police Biker Squad is so effective in keeping the county roads safe that it's about to be doubled in size. But the 9 new recruits have to pass a rigorous training course, among them PC Lucy Watson. This 47-year-old mum of 2 has loved motorbikes for as long as she can remember.
I started riding in the woods when I was 12, had a moped when I was 16, had a 125 when I was 17, and I never owned a car for years. I take it there is no kickstart.
No, afraid not.
One of my childhood ambitions was to be a traffic motorcyclist. The opportunity came up at the end of last year, I went for it, and here we are.
Lucy is gunning to be the first woman on the squad and will be trained by Sergeant Ian Mashada.
The manufacturers of motorcycles and motorcycle clothing are encouraging women to ride bikes, and I think it's only right that the police service should reflect that, and we should encourage our women to ride motorcycles.
I don't actually see any different in the sexes in what we do. If you can ride the bikes and you can do the job, it really makes no difference to me.
But there's no guarantee she'll pass the intensive 3-week course, which combines theory with mastering advanced riding. But first, she's got to get to know the machine, a BMW R1200 RT, top speed 125, acceleration 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, and weighing 1/4 of a ton.
Straight line.
Now a test of pinpoint precision.
You see the cones set out evenly, and it's just a slalom. Go through the cones, stop momentarily, try not to put your feet down, then ride up to this cone on the right-hand side, stop here, foot down, then I want you to turn the bike round and go back up the other way. But, you know, if you're going to feel like you're going to drop the bike, by all means, put your feet down, you know, rather that than you drop the bike.
This is going to demand absolute control. Not the best of starts, maybe. First ride nerves are nothing new for trainer PC Martin Acker.
To start off with, it's very, very nerve-wracking, but it's just a case of getting a really good balance between the clutch and the back brake. And as you can see, Lucy's going through it really nice and steady. And that, I would say, is very good control.
She's got to learn to control 260 kilos worth of bike. Riding near pedestrians and in crowds, there is no room for error.
Basically, she stalled the bike, went to put her foot down, and managed to drop it. The weight becomes too much for anybody to hold, and the best thing is just let it go. She dropped it gently. We managed to pick it up. It's not big damage.
I don't think it's ever a good thing falling off, but if you're going to do it, it's better to do it at slow speed in a controlled environment like this, and I think that's what the exercise is all about.
She needs to hold her nerve and face those cones again.
She's thrown herself fully into the course, and to a degree that's why she dropped the bike, because she wanted to try her best, and she was pushing herself to that point. From my point of view, she's learned from it. Very pleased indeed.
Next, it's onto the roads, and taking bends, we shall have to ride at high speeds, catching offenders on twisty country roads.
There she is.
Now on that was good, because she was in the correct position, saw the car coming towards her, which was on the central white line, and waved to move over because she had an early view. Perfect.
Now Lucy seems to have got the speed just right. So she just chones that throttle just prior to the bend, she comes off the power, and then puts the power back on just as she goes into the bend. Yeah, Lucy seems to have got that cracked.
I've got a lot more confidence in the bike now. It's probably the best one I've ever ridden. Brilliant. I can't wait to get out there on the road with it.
But there's a long way to go before she can do that. Blues and twos training and the final assessment. Has she got what it takes to be a biker cop? Birmingham, and Barry's been called to a body that's been spotted on the towpath.
Roger, understood. En route now.
He races 3 miles across town, arriving in just over 1 minute, half the time a vehicle could get there. But there's no body.
No, not here.
And finding it could be a bit tricky. Along the 100 miles of Birmingham canals, more than in Venice. So Barry shortcuts via the pavement to the next canal bridge.
There is, I'll go and have a look. It looks like one of my special jobs.
The man appears to be having a nap.
Nice day for a stroll. I'll wake him up. Hello? Come on, up you get. You can't lie there. They keep calling us otherwise. 212. Yeah, Roger, he's just drunk. I'm just waking him up now. Would you do us a favour and go and find somewhere a little bit more less noticeable to have a kip? Otherwise they keep calling us, all right? It's concerned members of the public think you're dead. Obviously you're not dead because you're talking to me. We've rushed halfway across the city to find one of our local, how can we say, inebriated citizens having a kip on the bridge down by the canal. He's fine. Don't fall in the canal, go left. It's better that we come and not be needed than not come and obviously needed in a situation where the person's ill. So, as I say, he's all right, he spoke, he's laughing and joking, he's wandered off, so it's OK.
But it's meant Barry risking his own life to get there. Helping others has cost him a broken shoulder when a car took him out.
Still affects me during the winter. I get lots of aches and pains through it, and I'm on pain relief through the winter usually. You're in a vulnerable position because it's two wheels, and there's the obvious disadvantages of only having two wheels. But with decent riding plans and the riding skills that we've been given by the police force, you ride defensively, and most of the time you can keep yourself out of danger.
Harlow, Essex, Potter Street, a notorious rat run dodging one of the main routes into London. It's become an accident hotspot, and a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit has been introduced. Ensuring it's upheld, PC Steve Stomp Allen.
People seem to think they're in a rush. There is no need to be in a rush. My father, when I was a kid, always taught me, be late and get there safe.
A few months ago, a pedestrian was killed, and more have been injured.
A lot of old people live here, and if they step out in the road, they've got no chance. They should all slow down, because at the end of the day, a couple of minutes won't matter.
90% of motorists are in favour of low speed limits, but not so good at sticking to them.
Recently been stopped is road subject to a 20-mile-an-hour speed restriction.
20?
20-mile-an-hour speed restriction. It's been using a laser handheld speed detection device, shows you're doing 31. OK, at the time you're 191 metres away from us. What I'm going to do is issue a fixed penalty ticket.
Accidents cost the UK £335 million a year, enough to build and equip a new hospital.
It's not acceptable. A motor vehicle is probably Britain's biggest killer. Only takes not even a few seconds for a child to slip from mum's grasp and step in the road. But if he's hit by a car doing 40 mile an hour, the figures prove his likelihood he's going to die, and that's what we're here to stop. Right, 20 mile an hour speeding limit down Potter Street.
Is it?
Yes, 20 mile an hour zone, and unfortunately it's enforceable.
I genuinely didn't know that.
Stomps had to deal with the aftermath of speeding all too often.
There was a motorcyclist on the bypass at Wickford travelling far in excess of 100 mile an hour in such that a bend where you normally just hardly have to lean a motorcycle over, he was going around the bend with his knee down, lost control onto the opposite carriageway and collided head-on with a Vauxhall Astra. It's not just one person who's affected, it's his family, it was the other family in the other vehicle, all the people around them, and that was just due to the motorcyclist just travelling too fast.
I really genuinely thought it was 30, that's why I was going 30.
Rightio.
Plonker, I'm really sorry.
OK then, cheerio. I've got children myself and I don't feel sorry for anyone. I actually report. You drive a vehicle, you've got to comply with the regulations. I do as best as I can, I know my colleagues do. Who am I to feel sorry for anyone, really?
And at the Potter Street crackdown, 600 vehicles were stopped. The man assaulted after the football derby also broke his nose, but has recovered from his head injuries. 7 people were arrested, but no charges were brought. The teenager cut out of her car was discharged from hospital hours later with no injuries. Henrietta was kept under observation for 24 hours before being allowed home. She's now back on her feet and appreciative of the help she had.
Now this doesn't happen that often.
For you.
I'm quite touched, really.
Next time on Emergency Bikers, a suspected chemical leak sees Mark at the helm of a serious incident.
Got 6 casualties, with the potential for more that have been evacuated for the building.
Will trainee biker cop Lucy earn her place on the squad?
You rode safely, but your position wasn't perfect.
And there's a call to a house fire.
The patient can be critically ill or even dead.